as part of this video, I not only wanted to make the 50 chickens, but I also wanted to show you how to make them as well. This isn't a pattern that I made. I found it for free on Pinterest. I will put the link in the description so you can go check it out as well. I wanted to show you how to make it because sometimes reading a pattern and being shown how to make it is totally different. So sorry, don't mind my nail. My nail broke off and took half my nail with it. This is actually nail bed on the top here, so it's pretty sensitive. But anyway, so we're gonna start off with a magic ring. And how I make the magic ring is I take the end of the yarn here and I just hold it in my hand like this. And you're gonna be working with your first two fingers here. I'm gonna wrap it around at an angle the first time, and I guess straight down the back. And then you're gonna wrap it over and cross it on top. You're gonna kind of hold it with whatever finger you can in the back. So do that one more time. I'm gonna go around our first two fingers and kind of at an angle, and then wrap it around the top so it makes kind of this X here. Then we're going to take our hook, and I'm using a 5mm hook. You're gonna go under the first string here. You're gonna go under this one and hook this one. So let's go under, hook that one, and you're gonna twist it so that way you get a loop on your hook. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through. Okay, now we have our magic circle, and you can pull the tail to make it a little tighter, but we don't want to go too tight just yet because we've got some crocheting to do inside the magic circle. So what's great about the magic circle is you can do your stitches inside of it, and then you can pull this to tighten it and close that hole. It's nice. It's a nice little trick. So anyway, we're gonna start with 6 single crochets into the magic loop, and to do that you will, so I hold the yarn here and then I wrap it around my finger, my pointer finger, and then I use my thumb and my middle finger to grab the yarn that I'm working on. So we insert our hook, yarn under the working yarn under, yeah, over, under, I don't know. I don't really know. But you grab another one here and then pull through your 2 loops on the hook. And that's a single crochet. So we're gonna stick it in again, yarn under, and pull through. That's our second single crochet. Yarn under, pull through, yarn under, pull through. That's number 3. Four, 5, and 6. So now that we have 6 single crochet on our loop, we can pull the tail and tighten it up to close the loop. And now the tail will just hang there. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Then we will do a round of 6 increase. And to do an increase, it's just a single crochet into the same stitch. So single crochet again, we insert our hook into the stitch and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through one more time. And since it's an increase, we're going to insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that is your increase stitch. So we'll do that 5 more times, a total of 6 times around. And this plush yarn is it was a little bit more difficult to see or feel the stitches. So I just kind of feel around until I think I'm in the right place and just kind of go for it. It's been working out so far. And 6. All right, so we did our 6 increase stitches, and now for round 3 we're going to do 12 increase. So we're going to do an increase in each of our 12 stitches we now have. Anyway, yeah, let's do our 12 increase. That's number 2, number 3. I can't remember how to do it now. Oh, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now we've gone all the way around. For the next round, I think this is round 4. Yeah, round 4, we do 24 single crochets in the back loop only. So I'm gonna pull this out just so I can show you. If you can kind of see here, here's the V, right here, here's the front loop, here's the back loop. So you'll be inserting your hook in the back loop only. So we'll insert our hook back into our work and begin our 24 single crochets in the back loop only. And so far what I've been doing is I've been counting the stitches up until this point, and then I will just start marking where I'm at. So I went ahead and I made the first stitch in this round, and then I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch that I just made, and here's that V, the front loop and the back loop, and I've been pulling the tail through here to mark where I'm at, just because I don't feel like getting out a stitch marker. However you can, and track where you're at that way. I just find it really easy and useful to just use the tail. So yeah, then I don't have to count anymore, and we just go around in a circle until we get back to that tail marker. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this round, and then I will come back when we're done. Alrighty, so we made it back around to our tail marker here, and for the next row we're just going to do 24 single crochet for the next actual 3 rows, I believe. I think I've been doing 3 rows. So yeah. Okay, so here we are. I made it back. I finished that round. I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn my work inside out. I don't usually see when people talk about turning their work to the quote-unquote right side. So I just want to make sure that I point it out and show you. So there, I'm just marking where my first stitch in the next round is. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and flip my work inside out. See, already it's like more uniform round shape. But what I've been doing for these chickens is I've actually been just like popping that little button to the inside. You can kind of see, I mean, once you stuff it, you can't really tell as much, but Yeah, see, I've just popped that to the inside so that way you don't see it as much. And then to get it to stay like that, I just pull the tail yarn through. See here the other ones, this is that tail yarn. I pull it through, you know, so I can adjust that, and then I will end up just tying, and here's this is the sewing yarn, so we'll use it to sew these pieces, you know, so to sew it shut. But anyway, I ended up just tying these together to keep it keep that dimple there so it's not falling over and everything, you know. So anyway, yeah, that was, I just wanted to make sure you turn your work. I don't know, because if you don't, you can kind of see like the rows are very prominent. You can really see the rows. No, you can still see the rows here as well. I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, but it just looks more uniform on this side. So yeah, anyway, okay, 2 more rows of 24 single crochet, and then I will let you know the next step. Okay, here we are. I just finished those 2 rounds. So we have 1 more round before we sew, and we're going to do 2 single crochet and then 1 decrease, and repeat that all the way around. So I'll show you how to do that now. I'm going to put in my first single crochet and then hold my spot like we've been doing, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the second single crochet, and now we're going to do the decrease. So for the decrease, we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch, pull through 1, and then you're going to immediately go to the next stitch, pull through another one, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. Then we're going to do our 2 single crochet again. So 1, 2. Now the decrease. So insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Insert into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through the next 2 loops. 2 single crochet. 2. Now decrease again. So we're going to insert our hook into the loop, yarn over, pull through, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now you have 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And 2 single crochet again. We just keep working this all the way around. Alrighty, I'm gonna finish off this round and then we'll come back when we're done. Alrighty, so we've made it back around to our stitch marker, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that out, and it's looking like a pretty good chicken size. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull a little bit out so I can put down my hook. I think I've been going about 3, chicken lengths. So about the size of the chicken if you hold it like here. So 1, 2, 3, and then cutting it off there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 fingers through our last loop that we made and pull the tail through and just tighten that to make that knot there, and then we'll be using this yarn to sew the top together. Okay, so that's about halfway, and you can see our chicken tail is right there. And then we will go ahead and put in the eyes. Here's our last row. We're gonna stick it in this stitch here in between the last row and the second to last row. If you go to the edge, it's like 1, 2, 3 stitches from the edge here. And then I do the same on the other side. So like 1, 2, 3. Right about there. And I just kind of look at it, make sure it looks kind of symmetrical. If you were to smush the face, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches apart. But typically it'll be, you know, kind of smooshed. You won't be able to tell. Then put on the button on the inside. If you can see, there's the eye. Squeeze. There we go. Do the same on the other side. I have to use 2 fingers. Squeeze. Boom. Done. Now now we stuff. Time for stuffing. All of these chickens already look crazy. I can't even imagine what it's gonna look like whenever I have 50 of them. Anyway, I have this polyfill here. Fiber fill. I start off with about this much and I just stuff it. Just get it in there. I try to make sure it's evenly distributed. So I kind of stuff in the back, stuff in the front. Just get it all the way around. That way you don't have any pockets of no stuffing and then it deforms later. So I get a second one about the same size. That's probably a little bigger, but you know, it's fine. You don't have to use all of it. I just stuff until it feels firm but squishy, you know? It's a plushie. It's fun. It's squishy. Okay, that feels pretty good. And so like I was saying earlier, it's see how it's pushing out? I don't like that. So I push it in, and you can also pull the tail here to make sure it stays there. And then once we finish sewing all the way across, I'll run this one back through and then tie it here so that way it stays. So I'll just go ahead and show you that now. There we go. Now she's all sewed up, so I'm gonna run this yarn back through to where our tail is so we can tie it off, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Ooh. That looks really crooked now. The eyes. What happened there? There we go. It was just squished weird. Don't look at it head on. It looks a little wonky. That's okay. Then I just tie it off. I don't tie it too tight. I mean, I tie it tight, but not too terribly tight so that it pulls this one. Then I tie it one more time. One more time. All right. Well, the chicken is basically done. I'm just gonna run the extra yarn through the body so that it gets stuck And then we can cut off the extra. Do the same on the other side. Through the body somewhere. And then with this yarn, again, since it's blush, you can't really tell, but I mean, I know that there's an end sticking out here, so I just kind of shove it back in there. You know, no way for it to get pulled out or something. Where'd it go? There it is. Stuff it. Is that where it was? I don't even know. I'm just gonna stuff everywhere. Make sure I got it. Okay, anyway. Very cute little tail. Alrighty. There's our chicken. Now we can move on to the whatever this thing is called. I need the yarn for it. Alright, so there's probably a much better way to locate where this thing is supposed to go. I think it's supposed to start about here. Maybe here somewhere. Go. I don't know. I've just kind of been going with what feels right. And anyway, so we're going to insert our hook into a stitch at the top here. And attach the whatever other color yarn you're using. And I do a slip stitch, so you just yarn over and pull through to make sure it stays. So now it's attached. Then we're going to do a half double crochet and a slip stitch in the same stitch, all in this one that we have here. So to do a half double crochet, I guess this is a yarn over, under, I don't know, put a loop on your hook. Insert into this stitch that we were just in, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. And we're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is a half double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch. So we're going to insert our hook into our stitch, pull through, and pull through. There we go. So then we're going to do the same thing in the next stitch. Whoops. We're going to do a half double crochet, so we need to yarn over and then insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. So now we have the 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then do a slip stitch into the same stitch here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And I'm going to pull out a little bit so that we can fasten off and whatnot. Stick my fingers through and pull that tight so we have a knot. And there we go. How I've been fastening off is this is the yarn we attached with, so I'm going to loop that into the tapestry needle. And then I just insert it somewhere where it's kind of hidden and bring it out to where we can tie the ends together here, so that way it's nice and secure. There we go. So now it's fastened. And then I do the same thing we did with the other ends. I just run it through the body and then cut off the extra. So I'll run it through where it's hidden. It can come out anywhere because we're just really wanting it to get caught up in the stuffing and just be secure in the body. So now we'll cut it off. And then sometimes you can kind of smoosh it and it will go back in, but this plush yarn doesn't seem to want to do that, so just use the back of our tapestry needle and stuff it in. Easy peasy. Stuff. And that is your mini crochet chicken. How stinking cute. Now we have a total of 5 out of 50. And then we have 3 more over there, so 8. Almost done. All right, I'm just gonna keep rocking and rolling until I get to 50 chickens, or as many as this skein will make. Okay, anyway,